everyone, it's Jordan, and today I'll be talking about the books that I want to read in 2022. So I like doing these videos every year. I like making a list of books that I would love to make as a top priority or try to get as much as possible every year. And I have 10 books here that I'm hoping to make top priority this year, so let's get to the books. So the first book that I'm hoping to prioritize in 2022 is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. This is her 2021 release that's set in the same world as Caraval, but she said you don't have to read Caraval in order to read this. But it's about a girl who makes a deal with a Prince of Hearts or something. That's all I know about it. I just love Stephanie Garber's Caraval trilogy so much that I wanted to read this, and I want to make this as top priority because it's one of my most anticipated releases last year and I didn't get to it, so I would like to make this a top priority for 2022. And the next book that I'm hoping to make top priority for 2022 is My Contrary Mary by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Joey Meadows. This is about the Queen Mary of Scots, and it's about how she turns into a mouse. As far as I know, this takes place in the same universe as Miley Jane books, which I'm excited about. Plus, the sequel to this is about Mary Shelley, the author of Frankenstein, which I'm like, I need to read this as soon as possible because I want to read this before I read the other one, even though they're all standalone stories, but they are set in the same world. But I want to make this as top priority just because I know a little bit of Queen of Scots, but at the same time I don't. But just because for that reason I want this to be my top priority for sure. And the next book that I want to read in 2022 is Hercule Poirot Short Stories by Agatha Christie. This was gifted by Kevin's parents years ago, and I still haven't read it. I'm just very intimidated by it, even though it's just a bunch of short stories, but it's huge, and I'm just really intimidated by it, but I really want to make this a top priority just so I don't keep holding it off, even though I could read like one short story a day and that would be okay with me, but I'm just still intimidated by it, but I'm making this a top priority for 2022 so it's no longer sitting on my shelves unread. And the next book that I'm hoping to read in 2022 is The Shadow Between Us by Trisha Levin. This is one of her standalone books I still haven't gotten to, and it's about a girl who wants to seduce the Shadow King and take over his throne for revenge or something like that. I'm trying to remember. I know I haven't read this or Blaze of Secrets, but I kind of want to read this first because I've been reading Trisha Levinseller's books in publication order, so I just really hope I read this year just so I can read Blaze of Secrets just because I'm excited about both of them. So yeah, I really want to make this a top priority for this year. And the next book that I want to read in 2022 is The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffinger. I think that's how you pronounce the author's last name, but it's basically about, and if you haven't seen the movie, you probably know what it's about, but if you don't know what it's about a time traveler who really can't control his time traveling. It's almost like it's portrayed as like a disease, but then he meets this girl and watches her grow up and all that, who apparently becomes his wife. And I've seen the movie, but I want to read the book because apparently HBO is turning into like a mini TV show as far as I know, but I've been waiting to read this book for a long time since I enjoyed the movie so much. I don't watch it often, but I do really like it. So, and I'm really curious about the book, so that's kind of encouraged me to pick this up. But yeah, I'm excited to pick this up, and hopefully I'll enjoy it as much as the movie. And the next book that I want to read in 2022 is Lock of the Titanic by Stacy Lee. This is a historical fiction about the Chinese passengers on the Titanic, and that's all I know about it. I didn't know there were Chinese passengers on the Titanic. That's what got me curious about it, and plus I know she's famous for different historical fictionists from a Chinese perspective, which got me curious, but I want to start off with this one just because I love the story of the Titanic. I know it's like one of the saddest things that happened in history, but I'm always love watching the movie, but like the movie Titanic, but I'm just really curious about it, and I never read historical fiction that takes place on the Titanic before, so I'm just really curious about it, and I hopefully to pick this up soon because I'm that curious. And the next book that I want to read in 2022 is Small Favors by Aaron A. Craig. I've read House of Sour and Sorrows last year, and I really enjoyed it, and I want to make this as a top priority. And I don't know much about it, this book, but I know it's like a retelling of something. I don't know what, but I'm just really gravitating towards the cover. It's so gorgeous. I mean, it has different flowers on it, and even the end papers has bees and all that, which is really cool, but I'm just really curious about it since I've read House of Sour and Sorrows, and I really enjoy it, and I just want to read her second book, and I'm really curious about it, and I just hope I enjoy it and make it a top priority for 2022. And the next book that I want to read in 2022 is The School of Good and Evil, A World Without Princes by Simone Ginani. This is a second book in the House of Good and Evil series. I love the first book so much that I really want to read the second one, and I think there's a movie adaptation of it coming out this year, so they didn't say the release date, but even though, since I already read the first book, I want to continue on with the series by reading the second book for 2022, and I'm just really excited to continue on, because I want to know what happens. I love the characters, and I love the world, and I'm just really want to know what happens next, and I'm trying to put a lot of sequels on my priority list because I need to catch up on the sequels that I have on my TBR, but either way, I'm just really excited to put this on my 2022 TBR. And the next book that I want to read in 2022 is The Honey Don't List by Christina Lauren. I've been wanting to try their books for a while, and I thought I would start off with this one. All I know about it is almost like a HGTV TV show, and they like become a couple or something like that. I don't know, but I've been wanting to try out their books for a while, and I don't know where to start, so I thought I'd start off with this because it's not that long. It's pretty short, and I'm just really wanted to try out, and hopefully I'll enjoy it so much that I want to read their other works, but either way, I'm just excited to try them out since they're very popular romance novel writers. And the last book that I want to read in 2022 is The Upside of Falling by Alex Light. This is about a girl who lied about being having a boyfriend, and then a popular guy on a football team decided to volunteer to be her fake boyfriend. That's all I know about it. I haven't heard many people talk about it in book 2, but I've been curious about it since it came out, and I want to read it, and it just sounds really cute. I'm pretty sure there's a romance in there, especially like fake dating tropes that I do like in romances, and I felt bad for not prioritizing it last year, and I just want to make it a priority this year, and hopefully I'll actually pick this one up. So that's all the books that I want to read in 2022. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and comment down below what books you want to read in 2022. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon so we know if I ever post new videos. Also, you can follow me on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, which all links will be down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!